Hey everyone, welcome back. So this video is part 2 of our adventure in Malaysia. In this one we're heading deep into the Bornean jungle for a 3-day and 2-night stay. After what, we'll visit the famous Orangutan Rehabilitation Center of Sepilok. So without wasting time, let's go. Our journey kicked off with a bumpy but exciting 2-hour drive from Sandakan.
But actually defend our luck. Yeah, we try. I will try my best to spot the wild orangutan. Oh. Wow.
Okay. Meet Azman, our guide for this incredible journey. With Azman leading the way, we ventured into the heart of the jungle by boat. In 10 minutes, we arrived at Tungog Rainforest Eco Camp, our home for the next 3 days, nestled right beside the Kinabatangan River. The Kinabatangan River runs through a massive floodplain covering 65 square kilometers. It's home to an astonishing variety of wildlife and especially the so-called Borneo Big Five: orangutans, pygmy elephants, proboscis monkeys, rhinoceros hornbills, and estuarine crocodiles. Our goal during this stay was to see some of these incredible creatures up close. Our accommodation for this adventure? A simple wooden tent, surrounded by the sounds of the jungle. And to make it even more authentic, the solar panels weren't working, so we had no electricity and of course no phone service. Needless to say, there was no hot water either. Our stay in the rainforest was packed with 3 main activities: jungle trekking, boat cruises and night walks. We embarked on 2 jungle treks during our stay, each one a chance to search for wildlife. Our top mission? Spotting a wild orangutan. We also hoped to catch a glimpse of the Borneo pygmy elephant, the smallest elephant species in the world. On our first trek, we came across some evidence of elephants, but sadly, no actual elephants. The next day's trek was tougher and longer, lasting around 3 hours in the sweltering heat. If you plan on visiting, don't forget insect repellent. The mosquitoes are relentless. We could hear the calls of gibbons echoing through the trees, but they were too shy to make an appearance. ほぼ2時間経ちましたが、フォローが見当たりません。The trek was exhausting, and while we didn't spot any significant wildlife, Azman reminded us that in the dense jungle, you need both time and luck to increase your chances of seeing these rare animals. Yeah. Oh shit. Oh. After the trek, we headed to the deck for lunch. Okay. The deck is the camp's central meeting point, where we'd gather with our guide and enjoy delicious homemade meals for breakfast, lunch and dinner. While we ate, we were often joined by some friendly visitors and some less welcome ones. The deck is also a great place to relax and take in the view of the river. But keep an eye out for crocodiles. We spotted a large one at night, but I wasn't quick enough to get it on camera. I also ran into a big monitor lizard on my way to the restroom. Azman assured me they're harmless, but he also mentioned that their bite can cause a serious infection. So let's just say I didn't stick around to test that theory. The weather in the rainforest can be unpredictable, and out of nowhere the skies opened up with a heavy downpour. But despite the sudden rain, we decided to press on with our boat cruise. And the wildlife didn't disappoint. During our stay at the Tungog Eco Camp, we went on several boat cruises along the Kinabatangan River. The boat cruises were definitely the easiest way to see wildlife, compared to trekking through the dense jungle. From the boat, we spotted an array of animals, particularly birds and monkeys. Long-tailed macaques made frequent appearances.
Le petit zizi. Petit zizi d'Ashton.
No crocodiles on this trip. And we were still on the lookout for the elusive orangutans. During our third boat cruise, Asman's sharp eyes spotted something extraordinary.
See the fish? This one.
Ah, I see the hand, yeah.
A mother orangutan and her baby nestled in a tree far off in the distance. It was hard to see at first, but with Asman's expertise, we finally laid eyes on this incredible creature in the wild.
Ah, yeah, okay.
After dinner, we ventured out for night walks, which gave us glimpses of the creatures that come alive after dark.
Petite brute.
We could spot a lot of insects, lizards, spiders and frogs, even small mammals such as the elusive Malay civet. Unfortunately, the mosquitoes were just as active, so be prepared for that.
Today we have an opportunity to plant your own trees in Borneo.
On our final morning at Tungog Eco Camp, we wrapped up our stay with a tree planting activity. Beyond contributing to conservation efforts, this was a symbolic gesture, a way to leave our mark on the stunning environment of the Kinabatangan River. Although we didn't get the chance to see all of Borneo's Big Five up close, and our only glimpse of wild orangutans was from a distance, we were still thrilled to encounter some of the region's other remarkable wildlife. And who knows, maybe on our next visit we'll have better luck. Back at KOPEL, we had one final lunch with our guide. Unfortunately, the jungle seemed to have caught up with Miyuki, who was feeling weak, most likely from our first boat cruise, where we spent an hour in the rain and ended up thoroughly chilled. Note to self, next time, pack proper raincoats. After saying our goodbyes, we set off for our next destination, Sepilok. On our way to Sepilok, I noticed a dead monkey lying by the roadside, and we narrowly missed a large monitor lizard crossing our path. It was a sobering reminder of how these roads carve through their precious habitat. After 1 hour and a half drive, we finally arrived at Sepilok Nature Resort, our home for the night. As we were checking in, we were in for a surprise. We unexpectedly ran into Rule, our guide from Seligan Island.
That's a rule again.
For two weary travelers, it was time for a well-deserved break.
Donkey Kongの音楽流したい。
The setting here feels like something straight out of Donkey Kong, with all the comforts of a beautiful lodge. After just 3 days in our jungle hut, we were especially happy to have electricity and hot water as well. One of the best parts about staying at this lodge is that it's just a short walk from the town's best-known feature, the Sepilok Orangutan Rehabilitation Center. Founded in 1964, the center was established to rehabilitate orphaned and injured orangutans and release them back into the wild. It is one of the most popular wildlife sanctuaries in Sabah and draws visitors from around the world.
Orang-utanがオラン。
We started our visit at the nursery, where around 25 orangutans are cared for before being released into the reserve. Watching them eat, play, and interact was truly heartwarming. 3 p.m. is feeding time for the orangutans of the reserve, so we headed over the feeding area. A young orangutan approached, but a group of monkeys swooped in and descended on the food. Not exactly the moment we were hoping for. Still, finally getting to see orangutans up close was an unforgettable experience.
普通に歩いてんの
Although we didn't have time to visit, right across from the Orangutan Rehabilitation Center is the Borneo Sun Bear Conservation Center, dedicated to rehabilitating and protecting the world's smallest bear species. Keep in mind that these centers close fairly early, so if you plan on visiting, make sure to get an early start, or avoid long breaks at the nature resort like we did. We also stopped by the Rainforest Discovery Center, or RDC, but we hadn't realized just how large the area was and came unprepared.
みんなトレッキングシューズ履いてるけど、私たちはサンダル。
な
こんな広いって知らんかった。
てか
坂道しんどい。
It's definitely a place that deserves more time. So the next time we visit Sepilok, we plan to stay at least 2 nights to fully explore it. Back at Sepilok Nature Resort, we enjoyed dinner at their restaurant, which features Western-style dishes, which were good but a little on the pricey side. Our night in Sepilok was incredibly restful, and we woke up with our batteries recharged. Time to head to the final destination of this trip.
OK, 今からそれから空港に行くけど、ここでグラブを予防としたら2回もキャンセルされたので、あまり頼れないね、ここは。
In the next and final episode, we spent 3 days and 2 nights in Semporna, staying in a beautiful water cottage. Surrounded by stunning seascapes, we soak in the beauty of the ocean and island life. Along the way, we'll meet members of the Bajau community and have some unexpected encounters with a few lively guests. So stay tuned for the last episode of our trip in Malaysia. Ciao!